Hi everybody, it's Margot here. I'm a professional tarot reader and my specialty is the Marseille tarot deck, and I've been reading tarot for over 27 years now. And during Holy Week I like to get out a beautiful tarot deck, and it's called the Grail Tarot, and it uses the Marseille tarot system. It uses its numbering of the Marseille Major Arcana, and it's based on the stories of the Knights Templar. And they're very beautiful stories that are used to create this deck, and they're described beautifully in this book. I bought this deck at Indigo Chapters. Um, I think you can get it anywhere there's lots of tarot decks in a store. Visit your local store and ask for this deck, and it's quite beautiful. And it's always good to choose a different deck every now and again. So, having said that, I chose three cards after I fanned out a shuffled deck, and I ended up choosing three major arcanas. Two are reversed, and when I read reversal cards, it's not the opposite of the meaning of the card. To me, it just adds an element to the energy, or it adds another layer of energy to the reading of that card. So let's get started. So I chose the number 16 card, and it's the Fall of the Temple, and it's equivalent to the Tower card in a regular traditional Marseille deck. And the fall of the temple represents um, a shock to our environment, a shock to the system, a shock to institutions. Things after now will never be the same. And this is described by the tower, which is represented by the fall of the temple. Number 16. Now, numerology is very important when you're reading tarot, particularly the Marseille tarot deck. And if you take the number 16 and use what some scholars believe the date of the fall of the Knights Templar in history, where King Philip IV of France charged the Knights Templar order of heresy because they wouldn't allow him to join the order. If you take that date, which is Friday the 13th, 1307, and you add up all the digits in that date, you will get number 16. And so, a lot of scholars who study the history of tarot, they believe that the Tower deck represents the fall of the Knights Templar. So, I did choose it reversed, but let's just look at it. In its upright. So here we have a knight, and the knight has traveled to Jerusalem, and the knight is searching victory, and he's using his absolute passion for victory and bravery, but he's forgetting that discipline and measured strength and measured actions are very important. So he takes one of the holy tools in the temple and he uses it to defend himself. But what he ends up doing is he ends up destroying something. He actually brings a wound to the king. And this is the story behind the fall of the temple. And it basically brings shock to the world around him. Somebody has taken a tool that has been given to them, or they've just taken a hold of it, and instead of thinking before they act, they have caused a destruction. And it has caused shock around him, and things will never be the same. When we do draw this card, the number 16 card of a major arcana, it just means something has happened now due to the actions, due to the arrogance and the undisciplined, and things will never be the same again. Sometimes it's a revelation that has happened, and it's just it really is like an undoing of something, and once it's undone, or and once it happens, there's no going back. And that's what this card is representing: the undisciplined and the the unmeasured actions have caused some destruction of things, and they will never be the same again. So then we find ourselves with the number 14 card, which is represented by Sarras, which in a traditional deck would be Temperance. And Temperance is it's about harmony, it's about balance. So after this shock, we are trying to find some balance and some harmony. So Sarras is described as a place of being that's not far from Jerusalem, that is a safe haven for the Knights Templar to go to regain their strength and to really self-reflect and to just rejuvenate themselves. Like, why are they on this journey that they're going on? What have they done to cause such havoc? What has happened? So this is about self reflection and self discovery. I drew it reverse, so there is an element of accepting what has happened, not liking it, but understanding that what we've put into the system, we get out. Our actions um, get certain results. And sometimes we have to accept consolations, right? And we're learning gratitude, but we're also learning some of the things that we're missing in some of our actions, and what some people are missing, which may be compassion for others who don't understand or who don't have as much as we do. We're not acting with compassion. So next we come to the card which is the Commanderie. And the Commanderie is our justice card in a traditional deck, the number 8 card. And it's a military base, but it's also a sanctuary. And it's a place where our Knights Templar go to rest, but it's also a military fortress. It's also protection. And it, it allows us to really see, you know, the truths and balance things out. But you can only enter if you have the discipline, if you have the self awareness. But once you've entered this fortress and you understand that compassion and truth and love are the way to go, are the way to move forward, that is the message of this card. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's from the Grail Tarot. It's beautiful and I recommend it. And I hope you enjoyed the reading and have a wonderful day. Bye now.